How's it going, gents? Here we are today, not on the bikes today. Today we're doing an ultimate camping setup video. So as you know, normally I'm camping on one of these two bikes, more likely the WR, and I have almost nothing, no creature comforts. I'm in a bag with just a phone and that's it. But I also do like taking this thing out, which barely fits in my freaking garage. Today I'm going the ultimate setup. Renogy hit me up and said, we have a solid state lithium battery that's ultra slim, designed for going in small places like the back of dual cabs or underneath seats or, you know, anywhere you can fit it basically. So the idea is that I, with absolutely no electrical knowledge whatsoever, am going to attempt a really janky solid state battery, DC to DC, inverter setup in the back of the Raptor so we can have the ultimate camping. So we can take cool accessories like ovens and freaking air fryers and microwaves and anything you want. 2,000 watts of power, man. You can charge a freaking Tesla off that. So normally with these kind of slimline lithium batteries, a lot of people in the Ford Ranger will install it around about here in the back of the seat. However, I don't have the bracket for that, and it does involve cutting a bit of the back seat. I also have, this is the Raptor, so it's got the sub and the amp, which you have to take out and a whole bunch of dicking around. I don't have any of the brackets for that or anything, and I kind of am impatient, so I found a better spot where I'm going to install this. It's kind of janky, but that's how we do things here on the Riding with Tom channel. It will fit beautifully underneath the passenger seat. It comes to about here, which is fine because I have a baby now and I have a car seat here, so I don't need any leg room whatsoever. So I'm going to do the battery underneath the seat here. DC to DC charger is going to slot right in here, and then I'm going to just do an Anderson plug so I can plug in the inverter and have it sitting in that footwell, because I don't need the inverter that often. I don't run a lot of 240. I mainly just need 12 volt for a lot of my stuff, mainly my fridge and stuff. Right now I've got 12 volt in the tray, but only when the car's on. So when I stop, the freaking fridge turns off. So I want to do it properly. I say do it properly, I'm doing it janky, but I want to have a second battery down there, run a cable. I've got a 3D printed slot here. It's going to be an Anderson plug. Yeah, and I'll just use the inverter whenever I need it. If I need, you know, to bring a kettle or whatever, I'll chuck it in the footwell, but I won't run it in there all the time. I just need a fat ass Anderson plug to run to that, I'm guessing. So this is a hybrid solid state battery, and for what really that means is it's got a lot less liquid electrolytes actually inside the battery. If you remember from really old school batteries that were filled with, you know, electrolytes and stuff, this has got 70% less than that. So it makes it a lot more thermally stable. You can even, you know, even if this is punctured and stuff, it's very thermally stable, won't catch fire. So it's used in a lot more sensitive environments and stuff. So perfect for inside my four-wheel drive because I don't want it to catch on fire. It has like 6,000 80% cycles, so you can discharge at 80%, like 6,000 times. Absolutely mental. Like this will last me forever basically. But it's pretty cool. It's got a bunch of ports on it, so you can run off CAN bus, Bluetooth. You can link them together and bolt them together so you can have them in series or parallel. I'm just going to run one underneath the seat, you know, and it's probably overkill for what I'm doing. It's 100 amp hours, so about 1,331 watt hours. This is the equivalent of, you know, so this is 1,300 watt amps, whereas my old Blue Yeti, this was 2,000, but obviously a lot bigger, and this little EcoFlow was 500. Obviously the benefit of these is these have everything inside of them. You know, it has the inverter, the charger, it's all inbuilt, which is fantastic. I love the Blue Yeti. I love the EcoFlow. Absolutely fantastic that they're all built in. However, they're so heavy and very bulky. It takes up, you know, the Blue Yeti takes up a whole seat basically. EcoFlow is a lot better. It can sit underneath in the footwell, but it's only 500 watts. And, you know, you don't really want it in there all the time charging and stuff. So these are fantastic for when you just want to grab one and chuck it in your car. But I would ideally like to have something full hardwired, janky install in there all the time. Have basically no idea what I'm doing. We're just going to figure it out as we go along. All right, first thing I'm going to do, I'm run a fused positive wire from the battery down through there, through the chassis rail. And now there is a grommet behind the seat and behind all the trim paneling and everything that can get you to in between the tub and the cab, but lazy, can't be bothered taking all that apart. Right here is the bottom of the car. I'm just going to drill a hole and run a grommet, silicon it in later. I'm running the DC to DC in here, and I'm going to have wires coming out to the tray anyway, so it'll just be convenient. The chassis rail is right here, so I can just run straight from there through the chassis rail, then out through the tub. Just have to remember to silicon in case I ever freaking flood my car. That'll fill with water, so I'll silicon the freak out. But I'll do it nice and high, so she'll be right. All right, the bit I'm not looking forward to. Drilling a hole in my $90,000 car. So this is going to go here. So I need a hole about here, wires coming out to there, to there. All right. We drilled a hole in a car. Freaking hell. But we got a cable through. Do I tech screw it in? Can we go that dodgy? No, I'm not doing that. We'll find another way to get that there. DC to DC charger is connected to the battery. So that's actually on. We have neutral to the chassis. We just need to connect the positive to the battery. But first I'm going to run the ignition wire. Now this is a new car, so it's got a smart alternator. So it needs to know when the ignition is, or else it's just going to drain this battery into that battery when the car's off. Because its alternator only works by load and shit. So I need to find accessory 12 volt. And I'm going to run a piggyback fuse off any ignition 12 volt, which should let it know that car's on. We found accessory 12 volt piggybacked off a fuse. Accessory 12 volt. So when that comes on, that will tell the DC to DC that the car is on and it can start charging. So just run it under the kick panel, I'll run it under the seats and shit, run it over. We're just gonna crimp it on and test her out. Technically we're all hooked up. So we got cable from the battery, well, basically from the alternator, running to DC to DC. DC to DC runs to the battery. And all I've got running off that so far is an Anderson plug. And ignition wire is going to accessories. So right now, it's not charging, it's not doing anything. We'll get a voltmeter on it. We'll see what the battery is sitting at. Turn the car on. Wasn't seeing any difference, it was still, oh, it's flashing. All right, so I bought this. It's a little box, just runs off an Anderson plug. And it's got a whole bunch of outputs, Anderson, all this shit. And if I turn it on, 13.4. So it's working. Car goes off, so we're at 13.4. Should drop a bit. 13.2. Hell yeah. Now what I want to do is I want to wire up the panel in the back. So I have an Anderson plug in the back. I'm also going to run a speaker wire, not speaker wire. I'm rewiring these lights. So these lights are by Steady. And right now I've got them off these AUX switches up in the headliner, which is cool and all, but the car needs to be on for them to work. They don't, and like, sometimes I like this little light being on like for ages, but I don't want to have the car on. You know, the whole car's accessories is all on and everything just to run a little light. So I want it on constant 12 volts. I'm going to rewire it to here. These have little buttons, so you can turn them off by the actual light. So I'm going to have it on 12 volt all the time and just press a little button. She's working. I'm trying to drain the battery, so I've just got this running to drain it a little bit. We're at 13 volts just so I can test the charging. I can't do anything right now because baby is complaining. She is sick of me sitting in here, so take her for a walk. I got it hooked up to a pie warmer. Do a little meat pie. That'll kill some battery a bit. Do you want a meat pie? You can't have a meat pie yet. You can't have a meat pie yet. All right, supervise. This is a little access panel, so that's what it normally looks like. So just taking that out, I'm gonna knock a hole through there. And then here's my little 2 Anderson plugs from the second battery. Fire's done. Woohoo! All done off the battery. Battery is still 13 volts. Like, it is just not using power. That's freaking mental. We've almost got this all wired up. So I ran out of black cable, so I'm using red for both. So Anderson plugs wired up, ready to chuck the control panel back in. All right, look at that. What a clean install. Anderson port in the back, running like a dream. So that's running off the auxiliary battery. No longer need to have the car running to run shit in the tray. Runs off the second battery. So clean, love it. Also, my lights are now coming out and are now running off the battery. So now the car does not need to be on. They're running off the second battery. And these just have a little button on them, so you can just have them on all the time. So cool. Now, I know it looks hella janky. I'm gonna get that strapped in. I'm just gonna strap it in. I don't want a tech screw. Everything's got fuses, so if anything ever rubs through anything, the fuses will just pop. Shouldn't catch fire, but let's strap that in, get the floor mat over that, and hope that it looks a little less jank. So that's my hole plugged up. So the wire's in, they're all plugged in, so they shouldn't rub or anything, and hopefully no water or anything comes up. Quite high up anyway, up there. Shouldn't drown that. Rear seat in. Floor mat on. So as I said, there's a baby seat that's going to be here for the next freaking 5 to 10 years. So not a big deal that I've raised the level up slightly. All right, we're out here camping, testing out the 12 volt setup. She has survived. She's charging well underneath the seat. She has not caught fire. It is charging to the max. So I'm only running 12 volt stuff. I do have a little inverter. I didn't bring the big inverter because I don't have the huge Anderson. So I'm going to use this 400 watt inverter because this runs on 240. Little battery box is going good. So the connector into the tray has survived. I'm running the fridge in the tray the whole way here. Hot ass day, 34 degrees, and it was perfect. So got the lights ready to set up my tent. The amber light on. So no mosquitoes so far. She's going good. I really just want to try and kill this battery, but it is not going below 13. Just not going below. I don't know what I need to do to try and kill it, but I'm trying. All right, I'll show off the swag. 12 volt is going strong, but I'll show off the swag that I use when I just go camping on my own. This is what I use. I use the OzTent RV5 if I'm with my wife, but this is the OzTent Bunker Pro. It is a stretcher swag, so you're up off the ground. Canvas, nice, very airy with the fly screen. You can just use the stretcher and have no mattress, but I put like just a little thermarest in there, and it makes it heaps better, heaps more comfortable. That is premium. It is so good to be in there. I'll chuck the fly on it. Not that I really need it tonight, but I'll chuck it on anyway. But it's freaking brilliant. What a night. The moon's come out. Shunk. Freaking get on the piss. Have a good night. There's an Indian party going on over the hill. Oh. It's like 4 people going mental.
Good morning, gents.
We're up. We're awake. Got campsite.
What a campsite. Just having a freaking look at how the old battery's going. She 13.2. This thing doesn't use power, man. Running the lights all night, running the fridge all night, lights all night. trying to kill this thing. It's just not happening. We're gonna test it out somehow. Kill this battery somehow.
All right, guys, so it's been a few days since my little camping trip. I tested the battery. Baby seat is back in. Still need to clean up the wiring a bit, but it's all pretty neat underneath the floor mat. I mean, as I said, there's a baby seat in here all the time, so it doesn't matter if I lose a little bit of space here. So that's the Bluetooth adapter for the DC to DC charger. The battery itself has Bluetooth, so you don't need any adapter or anything for the battery. That gives you full app functionality. You can see everything the battery's doing. It's really cool. But the DC to DC, I got the little Bluetooth adapter for that, so that'll show me what the DC to DC is doing. I've connected my huge Anderson connectors. Battery is secured in, it's strapped into the front seat. Coffee machine, that's gonna be the first test. So my big, huge fuses, Anderson to the battery. So now I can just connect my 2000 watt inverter any time I need it. This is the app that shows what the battery is doing, so it's not really doing much right now. Got me first test, which is going to be coffee on the coffee machine. There we go, boys. Look at it, boiling hot instantly. Oh yep, 1000 watts. Yeah, that's doing some power. So the 1000 watts will have 1 hour and 20 minutes if it was pulling 1000 watts all the time, which is about right. It's a 1300 watt hour battery, so that makes sense. Yeah, 1000 watts. Haven't popped any fuses. Mate, she loves it. So that was the first test, pulling 1000 watts, did it perfectly. Battery's still at 98.4 after one coffee. So what's that, freaking 50 coffees? But that's my janky setup. I've already taken on a full forward drive. Nothing broke or anything. The thing I'm probably most happy about this battery setup is the app. Like this Bluetooth app, like what this shows me what my DC to DC is doing. And this shows me like everything about the battery. I freaking love data, man. I love being able to see shit. Previously, you know, using just the, you know, what voltage it is, 13 volts or 12 volts. It's so much harder to see everything it's doing. I love being able to see exactly how many watts is coming in and coming out and stuff. That's brilliant. But that's me first 240 volt test, 1000 watts. Did it with these. We'll give it a real test out with I mean, there's not much that I really do that's more than 1000 watts, so 2000 watt inverter is probably overkill. But I guess safer to have a bit more power than ever. These fuses will pop at, I think, 2300 watts or something. They're not huge, they're 175 amp fuses, but that should be plenty, man. This is all I really need. Be able to make a coffee. Golden. Freaking love it. I'm trying to kill the 12 volt solid state battery that we've got in here. It is not dying. It's gonna go all night.